Hey guys, Sir Wayne bringing you a day 2 of my guide for beginners and other guys who are having trouble with this game. And, I am France, and this is Clash of Nations. And we talked yesterday about some of the basics and stuff. So today I said we were going to attack somebody, and it was either going to be Britain, Germany, Spain, or Italy. And it just so happened to be Italy. He got the short stick, so to speak. But I chose to attack Italy because I was actually hoping he's actually allied with Yugoslavia in a coalition together. So there's your coalition. So they're in a coalition together. And what I was hoping for was if I attacked Italy, Yugoslavia would attack me as well, and we would have like a 2-on-1 and hopefully get some good content out of it. But so far, I mean, I've attacked, and the only thing that's been in my way is this little fighter who's been sitting on the ground, which is going to do absolutely nothing. He's going to stand there until my stack gets here and takes that city, and then this airplane will turn into a cargo truck, and then my stack will kill it instantly because it's at 20%, so it'll die instantly. Okay. But I chose not to attack Spain because he's getting demolished by Portugal, it seems. So, and he diverted troops away, which he definitely should have. So I diverted some troops over here to help out the Italy push. Kept some troops in this city just in case Italy does try to go into the ocean and outflank me. Which that does happen quite a bit, believe it or not. They send like one unit or something over, try to disrupt you. Also grab the first sub off the lot. It's coming over here to help prevent anything like that. But I think Italy's going inactive, so I'm not worried about it at all. Also got my first tank coming off the lot, and it is going to meet up here with an AC, my armored car. These 3 cities were all practically undefended. I mean, a fighter plane is not defended, sorry. So all 3 of these cities were undefended. So even if I take these 3 cities, and stop here, and let's say he was going to counterattack, let's say he counterattacks, he still only has 2 cities to make troops. So he's already down 2. He's already down 3 out of 5 cities, so he's only got 2 cities to make troops out of, so automatically he's at a huge disadvantage. And I'm taking a lot of his resources away up here with this as well. Taking a big iron city, I'm going to take this as well, so all of his iron's going to go away. So, let's see what else here. Like I said, Germany was still only had 1 troop there, so like I said, I think they're inactive as well. Hopefully Britain don't mount an attack here, but usually Britain attacks this, or Britain comes over here and attacks Belgium and the Netherlands. They've done nothing, so sometimes they'll attack Denmark, so just to get a foothold. So I wouldn't think normally they don't attack France, but you never know with this game, anything can happen. So, but usually, Britain has done nothing, so I'm not worried about them. But what I've done with my attack with Italy was I just moved in, I moved my armor cars in, and I split them up and let my armor cars start taking these cities. Armor cars are best and should be used only to take territories that are not occupied by enemies. So they're fast, and that's what I use them for. And if they get taken out, they get taken out. I don't really care. I use tanks to replace them, light tanks to replace them anyway. So not a big deal. Okay. So what I normally do is I move a stack in, or this is just one big stack, but I'll split it up if I need to go this way to kill something. So what I'll do is click it and I'll split, and let's say I'll do that, okay? Then I'll click move, and then I'll move them up here if I got to stack something here, right? Which I'll have to make sure that this is clear first, and then I'll grab my artillery, and let's say I wanted to move 2 or 3 or 2, whatever, right? And I want the anti-air to go with it. I'll move it up here with the 2. And you want to protect that artillery at all costs. So you want to make sure you split your military up and be able to protect both of them, because you definitely don't want your artillery getting destroyed. So another thing I'm going to show you guys on the PC, if you right click and hover over everything, you come over like this, and you get the red dots. See the red dots, that where they're exactly at? You let go, you'll select them. So in case you guys didn't know that, so I'll bring that, and I'm actually going to move that to about right there, because that's where I'm going to put the artillery. Okay, so he's still at 20%. Let's see here. Tutorial will move a lot faster. It's been doing this for hours, but I'm still going to move this up. Once you move the artillery, his attack will stop, which is fine. He's 20, like I said, he's 20%. I'm not worried about it. Just go ahead and move up, because I'm about to go to bed soon anyway. So there's nothing here in my lane, so I'm just going to send him straight through and take it, and if something pops up in the meantime, and it'll kill the armor car. But it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. Also, another thing I want to bring up is the city that I took is an industrial complex, and essentially it doesn't work because it's a level 1 that was damaged. So if you see that's damaged, okay, level 1, I can't build anything on it. There's just nothing I can build on it because it's just a level 1. If you go through here, there's nothing I can build. You see where it says produce, it's not lit up, so you can't build anything on it. So you could repair it, but look at how much it costs. Look at all that metal. This is early game, okay, mind you. So this is early game, so look at all the metal that you'd have to, as well as all the rare. That's a lot of rare. Rare's very, very hard to come by, especially early in the game. It would still take a day and 2 hours, and then you would still have to put an infrastructure on top of that. So it costs you 7,500 iron and almost 20,000 in cash to build it, and it's, you know, to make it usable, and it's just not worth it. And this will be the same, but notice this: even if he pushes me out of here, he won't get these cities back. And he'll have to rebuild the industrial complexes. It will take lots of resources, as I've just shown you, for each of those cities. So you're talking like, what was it, 20,000, almost 20,000 K cash for each one of those cities. That's 60K. And then I don't remember how much iron I said it was. What, 7,000, 7,500 a piece, and then, you know, 2,500 for every material piece. That's 7,500. I mean, look at this. Just a lot of resources. And then the time it take you 2 days. He ain't pushing me out. I'm sorry, he's not doing it. So the best he can do, if he can land somewhere and try to get me to divert some stuff to deal with it, that would definitely help him. But I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Another scenario, if that did happen, we do have an airfield here now, so we can't reach as far as this. But if we had tactical bombers, which we will have them building soon, but if we had tactical bombers and station them here, we'd be able to reach all this here, and we would be able to deal with anything that was going to come up here. But we do have that sub coming, and it could come here faster, but it's just not. So what I've been doing is just the one whole stack, bringing a large sum of artillery behind it. 6. That's quite a bit of artillery. Also allied with, I spoke with Spain. Spain may ally, but I mean, I don't really care. He's getting beat up by NPC. I know that NPCs are pretty good. Okay, they've really upgraded them, so I'm not gonna say anything. But if you're, I mean, it looks like this NPC is may wipe him out, and in the paper he's taking losses. So, but I do want you guys to notice this. You see, I see their stuff. It's because they just went shared with me. Okay, so they went shared with me. Notice Ireland gave me the right of way. Luxembourg gave me the shared map. So it is very helpful. So if Germany does move into the Netherlands or anything like that, I could see how many troops are pouring in there and being able to counter that. I could also use planes to spy as well. I didn't mention that yesterday, but this is called patrolling, and what it is it'll do damage every so many minutes, every cycle. So that's 6 minutes left on that. I think it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or whatever it is on Clash of Nations. But that's what that is, and it'll do, what's it, 20, 25% or something like that damage. But that's usually the best way to go. A little sneaky thing you can do, what I like to do is, if this was a tactical bomber and you were patrolling over something, let's say that armored car was enemies and you had a tactical bomber or a couple tactical bombers, and you were patrolling it and you seen fighters coming in, a thing you could do, and they were patrol or whatnot, you could hit attack real quick, and then they would attack that. Instead of patrolling it, they would drop their load and then go back to the base. And if they did that, you would get that attack off, and then your stuff would go back to base. And that's very, very, very useful. Get the last attack before those fighters come in to deal with you. Another way to attack, I've made allies with communist Russia, and they're doing essentially a very similar strategy. What they're doing is, like I told you earlier, they got a little stack. He's got one infantry in front of him. He's got an artillery behind it, and he's just bombing them. Okay, very simple, very, very effective too, especially if they're not doing anything. This is a very common strategy against computers. I feel like anytime you're going up against the enemy, against non-NPCs, if you do that strategy where you just have artillery and then have something behind it, see how he's going to put something there. See, this is going to come up and set here, and this artillery is about to set right there, and it's going to blast them out. So that's that whole little strategy for that, and he's doing well. Glad I allied with him. He's doing very well. He's got his south secured, and he's invading this way. About to take the capital of Russia, hitting their other city. I mean, he's doing well. So yeah, so he's doing good. I mean, that's about it, guys. But I mean, that's what I would definitely do. This is just common attack. Just attack with your military and then artillery behind it, and they have to do something. And what the computer will do, the computer will attack your stack that's in front of you. And I mean, you look at this stack. I mean, you think it'd be a smart idea for one infantry to attack that stack? No. Also, I went ahead and researched level 2 subs, and I researched level 2 infantry. Now, level 2 infantry is a must. You have to. I'm gonna wait on getting the motorized infantry until practically I'm ready to do it. Okay, because I'll have to build barracks anyway, and it'll take like 2 days to build level 2 barracks. So if I build the level 2 barracks, I will upgrade this. But it was brought to my attention by one of my buddies about not building the air and some of these other units, well, mainly the air, because it's just a waste. But I think if you're new to the game and you're playing other new players, if you do have anti-air out there, which I have my air moving up, it is still a thought. You know, it's still if they got planes, it's still a scary sight to see that. But if you see, like, you got 7 infantry, let's say I have my 7 infantry here, right? If I stack that with, because if you click the 7 infantry, you got 1.5 air times 7. That'd be your air defense. And then these are 5s. Their air defenses are 5s. So that's 15. So like even if I have it with just the artillery, I don't think artillery has much. Okay, it's got 1. So I got 6, 15, 21. So I have 21 air defense. Do you think a plane really wants to deal with that? I don't think so. I wouldn't bother with it. I mean, unless you had several planes, which is very unlikely this early in the game. But that's it for day 2, guys. Try to explain a little bit more on the military side. I mean, if you're going against NPCs, guys, I see a lot of guys struggling with NPCs, like Spain is over here struggling with NPCs. If you just go artillery, like this guy, he attacked Sweden, he attacked Norway, and he attacked that. Don't do that, guys. He's got so many fronts, it's ridiculous. He's losing troops. You definitely don't want to do all that. And if you go into your newspaper tells all the veteran players. Look into the newspaper. You can see Turkey, he's taking losses, which normally don't go by that, guys. Look at the actual losses. See, let's scroll down here. Like, here's Canada's losses. Let's see what else. There's Spain's losses. Like, that's a lot of losses. I mean, for early game, that's 4 infantry and 1 anti-air, and that's just in day 2. I don't know what he lost in 1. I'm not gonna bother looking at that. But I mean, when you're doing Clash of Nations, guys, the game, just Clash of Nations, you're not built to attack day 1. It's not a tutorial Clash of Nations. It's regular Clash of Nations. If you got tutorial Clash of Nations, you start out with 3 tanks, you start out with 3 artillery, you have 3 armored cars. I think you get 2 armored cars in this one. You do an anti-tank tanks, I believe, and I think I don't know if you get the same amount of infantry or you get more or whatever, but you get just a bigger army altogether. So you can attack with that. You can day 1 attack NPCs with that. So, but normally I wouldn't attack right now. But I told you guys I would attack somebody today, and surely I did. So we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. But I'm just gonna push across here, take this, and then move on my way down, and then get these islands last. And that'll be it for day 2, and that's probably about it for day 3, and then Italy will be out. Hopefully Yugoslavia will attack me, but I don't think he will. He wants another country to attack him and make it 2-on-1. Well, I do. It'll actually be interesting at that point. But I unfortunately think they're all going to go inactive. Another thing is, guys, the big reason I targeted Italy was because he was in a coalition with the other guy. I would have never attacked him if he did. When you create a coalition early in the game, like I'm allies with the communist Russia up here, but we're not a coalition. Like, we will be at some point, I'm sure, but not right now. And it's because a coalition will put a tag on your head. Like, you get attention that way. And you can also get protection because people think the other guy will attack you. But I mean, if 3 guys are lined up, if 3 guys, if Germany, Italy, and Yugoslavia were all in a coalition, I would see that as a threat. So, and I would want them wiped out one way or the other, and that would be my goal, because you want to be the #1 coalition. So you want to win the game, obviously, and you can't have them doing that. So, just want to let you know that being in a coalition is always the best thing, and I normally don't like being in a coalition. And if you join early, like if it's day 1 and you're jumping into coalitions, that ain't normally the smart move, smart play. You can get in the wrong coalition, a coalition you really don't want to be in, or a coalition with players that really ain't your style, or do reckless things, or really just ain't that good. So, and I've done that before, and I didn't like it, and barely won the game. So, another thing is, if you guys like, I can bring you another day 3 of these, But also, I can bring you guys. I'm thinking about bringing you guys how to know if your opponent is a good player or not, and some of the reads that you can make just by looking at them. And if you guys think y'all like that, I can show you that. And that way you'll know, hey, this is a good player, maybe I should ally with him, or hey, this is a good player, maybe I shouldn't attack him. Or, you know, a lot of times if the player is brand new, you can tell, you know, if they're brand new, and I normally don't like messing with them, or if they're new, I don't like attacking them. So, because it's just no fun for me. So, another thing, I also like allying with people who are brand new and watching them make mistakes and me having to carry them to the finish line. That's always fun to help people get their first win. So, but anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I'll let y'all know what happens on day 3. Thank you so much.